Hi everyone, welcome to week 4 of the VGC Casters Cup. This week I am up against David Partington and we casted together at Frankfurt Regionals, so we did have a small discussion prior to our battle, but not very much because at the time I remember I was telling David I was very worried about my matchup against Shmon last week. Now, for this matchup, on the paper, you would think that it's quite nice for me, right? Because David's got a kind of a bulky, balanced sun team, and I'm running mostly a rain team. But when I started analysing this team a little bit more in further detail, I realised that the matchup actually isn't that good for me. In fact, I would say this is actually a really volatile matchup and really tricky. And the whole reason why it's so tricky is because of this annoying cat over here. Now, actually, I had wanted to draft Meowstick originally, but unfortunately, David got the Meowstick before I managed it. But Meowstick, because it has Prankster and it has such a wide move pool, I have no idea what it's going to be using. My guess is that it'll probably carry Sunny Day because it's on a sun team and it's up against a double weather team for me. And for its other 3 moves, I've commonly seen things like Fake Out, or Screens, or Fake Tears, or even Gravity, and usually then one other coverage attack. And I think the possibility of Gravity could be quite high because David could say, lead something like Meowstick Venusaur, and then turn 1, go for the Protect on the Venusaur, go for a Sunny Day, override all my weather, and then the next turn, with Chlorophyll active on the Venusaur, he can just go for a Gravity and Sleep Powder. So I'm really worried about my team getting put to sleep. And there's also, that Yangma with Compound Eyes Hypnosis, which I don't know quite off the top of my head how accurate that would be, but it becomes extremely accurate. So that's really scary. And yeah, because of the Meowstick, I think this matchup is actually really volatile. Now, in terms of what other Pokemon I think David's going to bring, I definitely think he's going to bring this Garchomp and this Venusaur. These 2 Pokemon are so good against my team. The other 3, I'm not exactly sure. He might bring the Torkoal, he might not. Torkoal doesn't really have the best time against my team, I think, so not too sure. Then there's also, he could also bring the Mismagius, which also has a lot of really nice support moves, as well as having a pretty decent base 105 attack. And it's also got Levitate, which means that it can be paired up next to the Garchomp and just allow the Garchomp to spam Earthquake. I'm not expecting David to bring the Gramble or the Charizard, and probably not the Magneton because of my Zebstrika. So yeah, I think for me this week my strategy is basically just to have answers to both the Garchomp and the Venusaur, and I think with everything else, I should be able to handle it. Now, you will notice David has a Gallade, and Gallade was a Pokemon that was on my team on week 1. So I dropped Gallade at the start of week 2 because I had a lot of issues with the fact that Gallade is so frail. It's got really terrible defense. It's got really good special defense, but yeah, the defense was so bad that I felt it wasn't safe to bring Gallade out. Not to mention it's got this awkward speed tier, which makes it a bit tricky to run either in Trick Room or under Tailwind. So that was the reason why I dropped Gallade. Now, David picking it up, it's not the worst for me. I think the whole reason why I dropped Gallade was because of its defenses, and my team is kind of mostly physical. Well, when I say mostly physical, I mean just the Palafin is physical. So I think Palafin can probably do a good job of handling the Gallade. So I'm not too worried about that. I think out of the Pokemon that David would bring, I would be most worried about the Magneton because it forces me to bring Zebstrika. The Torkoal could have some annoying utility with, say, Eject Pack Overheat and like Helping Hand, maybe Iron Defense Body Press set. I don't know. That's something I've seen Torkoals run. I think Miss Magius also with a lot of coverage moves like Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt could be a little bit problematic. Sneasel also could be, but it's also really frail, and I got a fighting type, I got a steel type, so I'm not really expecting Sneasel to be brought, but it still could be quite disruptive. With that being said, let's go into the Pokemon that I ended up bringing. So this week, then, let me just go to, where's my team? Here we go. So I originally quite wanted Ninetales, because I think Ninetales paired up with Wheezing means that if I led with it and David doesn't lead with the Torkoal, which I'm not expecting him to, I can then get an Aurora Veil up. The problem is that Ninetales gets hit super effectively by pretty much everything on David's team, so I wasn't too comfortable with using it as just an Aurora Veil bot. So that was why I dropped Ninetales. And so up against a Sun team, Palafin and Pelipper are basically givens. This Palafin set is a little weird, I admit. I was really struggling with the Palafin. I'm not entirely sure what to... Well, I have so many moves I want to run on this Palafin, and there just wasn't enough space. Now, I put Wave Crash because I think that's just a really nice damage dealer. Yes, I did end up putting it back because Wave Crash in the rain is a guaranteed OHKO on pretty much every variant of Garchomp, unless it's, I don't know, like a bold 252 Garchomp or something silly. But yeah, Wave Crash I think is just going to be one of my answers against the Garchomp, which really heavily threatens my team. Now, because Venusaur was the other Pokemon that threatened it, I was thinking about having Ice Punch on Palafin, but my issue with Ice Punch is that it's only a base 75 strong attack, and then if David just terrors out of it, then I have a very sad move coming off of a Palafin. So I got the idea to run Terra Flying Acrobatics, and Acrobatics, once it consumes the item, has double base power, which hits really, really hard. And because of the Terra type, the Acrobatics base power of 55 actually also gets boosted to 60 if Palafin happens to be still holding its berry. Now, originally, the Palafin had Lumberry in case of sleep, and then I end up dropping Lumberry because I don't know what David's going to bring, and it just feels bad to be running a berry that I had no way of proccing. I did think about running silly things like Rest on the Palafin or Outrage, but I felt that they were just a little bit too unreliable. So yeah, that was why I didn't run it. And now I do want to go into why I ran with Rain Dance and Encore. So because I'm up against a Meowstic, I want to lead with something like Pelipper and Palafin turn 1, and I'm predicting David to lead with something like Meowstic plus Garchomp or Meowstic plus Venusaur, and then turn 1 I could basically just Encore the Meowstic into a fake out. There's absolutely no way in hell David is going to fake out the Palafin unless he's absolutely crazy. But I don't think he's gonna... Yeah, basically Palafin is, I think, pretty safe from a fake out turn 1. And that's why I want to run the Encore to then lock the Meowstic into a fake out. It does fail, however, if the Meowstic carries a Mental Herb, but I think I can work around that because I'd rather the Meowstic carry a Mental Herb than, say, it carry something like Light Clay with dual screens. And Rain Dance as the last move, I know this is a little bit weird for Palafin to carry Rain Dance, but I am definitely expecting David to be carrying Manual Sun, and I have several Pokemon on my team that can actually run Rain Dance, like the Pelipper and the Zeb Striker, but in the end, I felt that it was most likely for Palafin and Pelipper to be on the field at the same time, and since Palafin is the faster Pokemon, I can then get the Rain Dance off for Pelipper to land those really powerful Water-type Weather Balls or Hurricanes. I did think about, say, Choice Scarf Pelipper, but I mean, Choice Scarf Rain Dance is just the saddest thing ever. So, yeah, that's why I ran Rain Dance. I'm not really happy with this move. I would have liked to carry Protect in its place, but I think Rain Dance is just going to be quite nice in getting that jump on David. And it also means, so see, a play I thought David could make is go for Meowstic and Garchomp, and then turn 1, fake out the Pelipper and Swords Dance on the Garchomp. So the Palafin turn 1 can encore the Meowstic into fake out, and then turn 2, you could potentially also encore the Garchomp into a Swords Dance. This is the whole reason why I ran a Jolly Palafin with 164 speed. So this Palafin outspeeds all non-Jolly Garchomps, and I am banking on David not running a fast Garchomp because he has so many methods of speed control on his team. The attack investment guarantees the Oko on, I think, is a 252 Garchomp in the rain. Now, this, of course, does fail if Garchomp is like 252 HP and 252 defense, but, I mean, who runs that kind of Garchomp? If you're running that kind of Garchomp, that's... Oh, I'm not going to be scared of that kind of Garchomp, let's just put it that way. And then I spread out the rest into the HP and defense and special defense. The berry, it had citrus, and the citrus then got taken by Executor, which is more reliable, so I ended up putting Arguave, and I figured that with Rough Skin on Garchomp and the recoil from Wave Crash, I could perhaps get that berry to proc. So yeah, that's my Palafin. Next up, we have Pelipper. I really wanted to run Focus Sash Pelipper, but that got taken by the Zeb Striker, and I felt that Zeb Striker needed the Focus Sash a little bit more. So this Palafin ended up then being Assault Vest, because Venusaur is just such a big threat to my team that I figured if my Pelipper can survive Venusaur, say, Life Orb, Modest, Leaf Storm, that is something I was trying to calc for. And basically, Palafin needs so much investment to survive a Modest 252 Life Orb, Venusaur, Leaf Storm, that I was left with no EVs in anything else. And Palafin essentially needs that 180 EVs in special attack to guarantee the Oko on a 4 HP Venusaur. So that's what the 180 was for. And with the Assault Vest, it can now survive everything from Venusaur. And it also gave me quite a few coverage options. Hurricane and Weather Ball, obviously, because, you know, running Palafin, Pelipper, and you kind of need those coverage moves. It's a bit situational. You could argue you want Muddy Water, but I normally don't like to go for inaccurate moves unless I absolutely have to. And especially in a singular matchup. In a tournament setting, I think you can make an argument for Muddy Water, because even though it's inaccurate, you're facing so many opponents that the odds of it, you know, that in the long run, it evens out. But in a one-off game, I don't like to run that kind of risk unless I absolutely need to. And then Ice Beam is just for the Garchomp. There's not many Pelippers that, you know, that actually carry Ice Beam, so I'm hoping to catch David by surprise. And the U-turn was there just to get a pivot out, because Pelipper is so slow. I can guarantee a switch out, basically. The speed IVs, I actually can't remember off the top of my head what that's supposed to outspeed. I think originally this Pelipper had Tailwind when I was theory modding, and I think that's what the 52 was for, and then I just forgot what that was, or I just never took it away. But the defense EVs from memory was, I think it was a guaranteed survival from a +2 Dragon Claw from Garchomp. Now, don't quote me on this. I think it was either a roll or... yeah, but basically, it had something to do with a Garchomp getting a Swords Dance up and me still being able to survive back and KO with the Ice Beam. Terra Bug, so that it resists... well, it's neutral to any electric moves from, say, the Magna Zone. And if I do Terra, then I'm not weak to the Garchomp Earthquakes since I'm not carrying Wide Guard. It also resists the Leaf Storms from the Venusaur and also takes neutral damage from Sludge Bomb. So I think Bug was quite a nice defensive typing against David's team. Next up is Weezing. I think actually Weezing was supposed to be, I think this Weezing was Bug, not Ghost. I can't actually remember. Yeah, I ended up changing it to Bug at the last minute because, let me just do that now. Because I was really worried about getting hit by an Earthquake. Weezing has great defense, but it still doesn't enjoy taking super effective hits. Now, if you look at this moveset, it's slightly strange, right? I mean, it's not strange, but it's very inaccurate. Will-O-Wisp, Gunk Shot, Play Rough, and Protect. And that was precisely why, once again, I ended up running Zoom Lens on the Weezing. Because this whole Weezing is basically just to counter the Garchomp, which is pretty much going to move before my Weezing. I figured I had a very good chance of landing a 100% accurate Will-O-Wisp. The other Pokemon that I wanted to hit really hard with was the Venusaur, and that is also going to be moving before my Weezing. And Gunk Shot doesn't OHKO the Venusaur, but it deals so much damage to it that I think it's a good trade-off. And this Weezing this week was an adamant nature, because later on you'll find both my Scrafty and Zebstrika having some certain moves that enable the rest of my team. So this Weezing was just a very simple 2-5-2 spread. I wanted the maximum attack so that it could deal the most damage possible, and then dump the rest in its terrible HP stat, and the remaining 4 EVs ended up in special defense. Next up, we've got Scrafty, and once again, it's Terra Bug. There are a lot of creepy crawlies on my team this week. But yeah, this Scrafty had the safety goggles because I was really worried about the sleep powder from the Venusaur. I originally also had Taunt in place of the Fake Out because I was that worried, but ultimately I think just the utility of Fake Out is so nice. And Knockoff, because quite a few Pokemon on David's team is actually weak to Dark. The Snarl, because David's team is mostly special, so I think the Snarl would be really, really nice. And yeah, Scrafty having Intimidate means that one of David's Pokemon, David only got 2 physical attackers, the Gallade and the Garchomp. Only one of them can carry Clear Amulet, so Intimidate is going to be pretty nice, and then that Fake Out helps with the disruption. And then you will see now I have a coaching on the Scrafty as opposed to Drain Punch. I scrapped Drain Punch this week because nothing on David's team really cares about getting hit by Drain Punch. I mean, the Magnezone and the Sneasel, sure, but Magnezone's basically warded by Zebstrika, so I don't care about it. And then Sneasel, it's not really the most... I mean, it's got good utility, but I don't think it's that great against my team, so I'm not expecting David to bring it. And also, Sneasel's so frail, I feel like any of my other Pokemon could just hit it and knock it out. So didn't think Drain Punch was that useful, which is why I ran Coaching. And Coaching is extremely helpful for my Palafin and my Weezing in getting their attack up. This Scrafty has 20 speed, so that it is 1 speed point faster than my Weezing, which means I can get a Coaching off if the two of them are on the field at the same time, and then Weezing can go for a +1 Gunk Shot or Play Rough onto David's Pokemon. 252 HP, because that's, you just want that much. And I think actually the defensive EVs were there to guarantee a survival. What was it supposed to survive? I think it was either meant to survive a Clear Amulet Galade's Sacred Sword without the sharpness boost. So if Scrafty was next to Weezing, Scrafty could survive it. Or, yeah, I can't actually remember now. I keep prepping for the teams like a week in advance and then forgetting what the hell I prepped them for. But the 60 attack, I remember this one quite strongly because this or deals more than 50% off of a 252 HP Meowstic, which I figured might come in handy, but you know, some extra attack investment never hurts. So yeah, that is Scrafty. Next up, we've got Zeb Striker with the Terra Ghost. So Zeb Striker this week, I finally gave it a Terra because, you know, I think Terra Ghost is actually going to be very helpful in stopping the Meowstic from going for a fake out into the Zeb Striker. The moveset's slightly strange, I guess, this week. Eerie Impulse, Taunt, and Endeavor were the same moves that I had last week against Shmon because it was quite helpful. David's team is so specially focused. I think Eerie Impulse would be nice. Taunt, obviously, for the Meowstic, and Endeavor, because I have Focus Sash, I can just knock David's Pokemon down to Zeb Striker's health, which, you know, Zeb Striker being so frail, could normally probably do a decent amount with the Endeavor. The Tail Whip is a little bit of a funny one, but it actually guarantees the Oko onto a Venusaur if the Palafin has not consumed its berry and its Terra Flying Acrobatics. So yeah, that base 60 Acrobatics off of Palafin basically can get the Oko on Venusaur. And basically I have such a physically oriented team this week, I figured Tail Whip could come in quite handy, especially if, say, Palafin got caught in the sun. Then at -1 defense, Wave Crash could probably still do a decent amount. This week, my Zeb Striker is maximum speed. Now, I don't think this is going to be that helpful, but this Zeb Striker is basically just to guarantee that I can outspeed the Sneasel if David does bring it. I don't expect it to be brought, but if he does bring it, then at least I can get the Tail Whip off before the Sneasel. And yeah, I mean, I don't think the Tail Whip is going to really affect the Sneasel since it's so frail, but it means that if the Sneasel, say, carries Taunt, then I can Tail Whip before the Sneasel taunts me. So yeah, that ended up being Zeb Striker. And last but not least, is my Executor. So against the Sun team, I of course wanted to run Harvest. I love Executor. It's the funniest dragon ever, and this Executor's defensive EVs guarantees a survival from a modest 252 Life Orb Venusaur Sludge Bomb outside of the Terra. And with that, I figured I could, say, if I was up against the Venusaur, I can Calm Mind, survive the Sludge Bomb, get my health back, and then, not because I think the Sludge Bomb deals something like 98% to this Executor, heal back, so I'll be at 20% with a +1 special defense. I can then protect, get another Citrus Berry Harvest back up, and then Executor will be over half, and at that point I can then go for the Terra Dark, and that basically guarantees that I can basically war the Venusaur. I mean, not really, but with Calm Mind, I think, and you know, things like Eerie Impulse on my team, maybe a coaching next to Scrafty with the Intimidate, and also Will-O-Wisp, I'm basically relying on this Executor as a secondary form of offense. One thing I'm actually thinking about is not even bringing Palafin in one of the games and just relying on Executor, because I think once Executor gets set up, it's actually really, really difficult to knock it out. Now, you will see some, maybe they're not the best coverage moves, but Dragon Pulse, because nothing on David's team really resists Dragon, so it's going to be quite nice against, you know, his team. And I thought originally I did have Leech Seed, but I felt that it's probably too slow. Like, if you're running Leech Seed and Calm Mind, that's 2 turns that I would need to set up, and that's basically 2 opportunities then for David to get a crit on me. So essentially, I want this Executor to get the Calm Mind set up and then just start dishing out damage. And yeah, the Giga Drain just helps with the recovery if, say, there is no Sun active and I didn't manage to get a berry back with the Harvest. And yeah, so what remaining EVs I had ended up being in defense. Now, you will probably question why on earth I've got Terra Dark, and that's because I'm very worried about the fake tears on Meowstic. which is going to completely nullify the Carmine from the Executor. The Fake Tears will basically reduce my Executor's special defense faster than I can boost it up. So the Terror Dark means I don't resist anything David can throw at me, but I'm at least neutral, and I'm completely immune to the Meowstic. So that's going to be quite nice. And yeah, that's my team for week 4. The matchup is really, really tricky. I don't think it's a bad matchup like the one versus Shmon, but it's really, really volatile, and I basically think that whoever gets the turn 1 call correct basically has a huge advantage. And yeah, I think the leads are going to be really important in this game, but I guess we'll see. David's actually leading the pack in terms of the caster league, so even if I do lose to David, I think it's going to be okay, because you know, if you lose to the person who's leading in terms of all the games, basically my ranking on the leaderboard doesn't get affected. So you know, this is a game I can afford to lose, basically. So yeah, with that, let's get into our game. So Terra Water Venusaur, that's to be expected. So Gallade Stera, Garchomp Fairy, Torkoal Electric, Venusaur Water, Mismagius Fairy, and Meowstic Fairy. Torkoal being electric indicates that it's probably got Terra Blast. Maybe a choice specs a set. I don't know. Now. Mismagius Fairy. Does it have Dazzling Gleam? Well, I am gonna do I lead Pelipper Thingo? I could do this. I think I'm gonna go Pelipper Palafin. In the back, I'm gonna go... I think Scrafty's pretty... do we want Scrafty? Funnily enough, I actually think the Weezing is pretty good. I think you want the Scrafty, right? Scrafty and Weezing? Do we want Weezing? Weezing could be good, or Executor. Executor could be really fun to bring. But Weezing's nice for the thingo. If I bring that... Oh, okay. I'm gonna give this a try. I think game 1 is all about scouting. And then game 2, gonna retry. I'm interested to see David brought a Gallade, because it's, in my opinion, not really the best Pokemon, but that's cool. Garchomp Meowstic, good, that's exactly what I was after. Now, we may see a Fake Out or a Sunny Day, but this is the plan that I got, and now I can see who's faster. So let's try this. Are we gonna see a Sunny Day? Show me a Sunny Day. Is the Garchomp... Well, Garchomp is Terra Fairy. So it... Nice. Venusaur? Torkoal, that's cool. That's excellent. Okay. Oh! Interesting, okay. Interesting. Oh, okay, okay. That's very, very interesting. Let's U-turn now. Okay, so he got me pretty good there. That's cool. How funny would it have been if I had gone for the Rain Dance and Weather Ball? Okay, so Trick Room. And... Trick Room and... Trick Room. So no Fake Out, that's really interesting. I didn't, Okay, Ability Shield Torkoal, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so Ability Shield Torkoal. What did the Meowstic? Oh no, the Meowstic hasn't gone yet. Thunderbolt, okay. Very interesting set. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna Snarl and I'm gonna Protect. And see what happens. So this is... yeah. That was... okay. So Meowstic is T-Bolt, Trick Room, Torkoal has Eruption, I would guess. It's got... yeah, that was not a fun eruption to take, but I didn't really have a choice. Okay. One Protect done. That's fine-ish. Not really, but that's the best I can do. Okay. Okay, that's fine. And now let's go for the knockoff into Meowstic. See what the hell it's got and bring Pelipper back. And Trick Room also indicates to me that I'm gonna see whether or not this Meowstic has Mental Herb, because I'm really interested in knowing what set it's got. But if it's got Sunny Day, yeah, we're not off to a great start, by the way. We're off to an absolutely horrible start. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Sunny Day, okay, good. I'm getting a lot of info on this. Oh yes! Let's go! Let's go. Okay, okay, we are Mental Herb. Okay, good. So we're gonna bring this guy in. And now Pelipper is going to... oh. Okay, we're gonna have to sack someone here. So what I'm gonna do, get Wheezing in. Oh no. So get Pelipper in, or Palafin, and get Wheezing. Okay, that was in the nick of time. But we're gonna have to try this, because I don't have much options right now. I need that. Yeah. Okay, so T-Ball Trick Room Sunny Day with Mental Herb. Yeah. Okay. That's cool, I don't care. I do not care one bit. Venusaur. Solar Beam. Was that into Scrafty or into... Okay, good. Now... Twisted Dimensions return to normal. In comes the Pelipper. Let Pelipper. Le Pelipper. Torkoal's gonna swap out. I just know that it will. Which means I'm gonna wave crash this slot and then swap in the Scrafty. Oh, wait. Could Venusaur have... Oh, I misplayed, I forgot to Terra. But would the Venusaur just go for the Terra Water? So... yeah, that's fine. Meowstic, that's fine. Oh, yo, what the hell? Okay. Okay. Okay, that didn't go so well. Why did the Venusaur stay in? I'm just so surprised. Okay, I have an idea. So Meowstic is gone. Now, let's go for the Terra and Rain Dance. And then I can Hurricane the Venusaur. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, it's really not looking that great. I'm really surprised that David didn't go for the Terra, but hey, it is what it is. Will the Torkoal go for a... So Torkoal has Solar Beam. Eruption. Okay, good. Got the Terra out of the way. Oh! But the Torkoal's at -1, isn't it? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Hurricane. Oh, he survived. Solar Beam. Okay, that is amazingly beautiful. Now I can I can wave crash, can't I? No, let's wave crash the Venusaur and a Weather Ball, I guess, because it's stuck doing a Solar Beam anyway. Okay, wave crash. Yes, let's go. go. I need that to go on, and now. Oh yes, a crit! I think that crit actually mattered. But anyway, now it's over. Because the Garchomp... Oh, unless the Garchomp has Rock Slide and just flinches me into infinity. Okay, I can't believe I managed to get away with absolute robbery over there. Okay, now let's Ice Beam. Let's go. Okay. Let's have a think about game 2. Game 2. Game 2, game 2, game 2. Okay, David's taking some time to think there, but... Okay, I think Executor can come out in this game too. Okay, Protect. That doesn't change anything. I'm just gonna Wave Crash. I would like to know whether or not the Wave Crash actually, you know, does anything. Oh, actually gets the Oko. Yeah, this is gonna be really good information now. Who is faster? Who is faster? Okay. Oh yes, okay, good. I have the faster power. Goodbye, Garchomp. That's cool. Oh, that was really close. I can't believe I got away with robbery there. Because I suspect that was an Assault Vest Torkoal. I don't know. Solar Beam, Eruption, probably some other fire move, and it's kind of interesting. All right. Okay. This time, do we want to go with the Executor mode? I mean, Weezing did absolutely nothing in that game, literally. So, okay. I think I mean, okay. So Meowstic having all of that is kind of interesting, right? Oh, why is this taking so long? Come on, internet. Come on. Okay, so this time I am leading Scrafty Palafin. I'm gonna force a Fake Out onto the Meowstic with Executor and Pelipper in the back. I think that's gonna be the play there. Let's have a think. This is... Okay, so we know that the Meowstic has Thunderbolt, Trick Room, and Sunny Day. So the last move is either a Fake Out, or it could be a toss-up between Fake Out, Fake Tears, or Light Screen. I kinda... Scrafty could go for coaching, right? Because we've now seen that it's a really slow Garchomp. So let's... It's kind of tricky. It's Kinda tricky. This is so tricky. Alright. I hope to God this is a good plan. But it's so volatile, man. Okay. Thunderbolt's also really nice, actually, because beautiful Gallade and Meowth. Okay, got that. All important. I could just instantly go for a fake out, can't I? And then get the Executor in. Let's do that. The Gallade could have Covert Cloak, I suppose. Let's do this. Coconut. Let's go coconuts. Helping hand. Oh, is this Covert Cloak? Is this Covert Cloak Gallade? It might be. That's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. Because now I get Palafin in. And you ain't gonna survive a wave crash, honey. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Encore the Gallade into Sacred Sword. And then I'm gonna Calm Mind. Let's try this. It's a little annoying that we lost the Scrafty early to a Covert Cloak. But I think Executor might actually be able to pull this one back. We'll have to see. Yeah, I don't actually mind losing the Scrafty, because this is a setup for and Sunny Day. Well, I didn't go for whatever it is that this thing went for. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And now we okay, what do I do now? You can... I suppose I could do this, right? And just Dragon Pulse it. And... okay, actually no. I'm gonna Acrobatics the Gallade and then go for a Dragon Pulse on the Meowth. Let's see how this goes. I can see the Gallade wanting to switch out here, which is fine. If it's a... oh, Venusaur! Oh, this is juicy! Juicy, juicy, juicy! Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Now we swap out. Get the Palafin in. And we... now let's Dragon Pulse this thing. I don't think this Venusaur can actually do anything right now. That was a very juicy. Okay. I just need the Venusaur gone. And then... And then... Okay, that is absolutely fine. That doesn't even do it. Okay, oh no! Not the poison! No! I am such another. That's a meaningless crit. Okay. Now what I can do? Trick Room. Okay. Oh, this is actually helpful, right? Because now I can actually get this. Get a citrus berry up. Okay. What we're going to do is U-turn the Meow Stick. And we're going to Dragon Pulse again. And this forces... Should have gone for another Calm Mind, eh? Okay. Oh, yo. Good job, Coconut. Good job, Coconut. Good job, Coconut. Oh, that is beautiful damage. Now, Palafin. Okay. Okay, now the Sludge Bomb is kind of painful, but okay. This is good. This is good. How many turns of Trick Rooms left? 3. Okay, that's a bit tough, but let's get... This is a bit tricky now. We're gonna have to sack the Pelipper. And... let's protect. Oh, I can't really protect, can I? Oh, we have to, right? Oh, this is really tricky, actually. This is super tricky. I'm gonna have to hope that David makes a misplay, because he played really well in that turn 1. But okay. What's he done now? Okay. Weather Ball, beautiful. Now I expect we'll see a sunny day. Do I get the Citrus Berry though? Oh no, Citrus Berry. That's gonna be bad. Okay, we're U-turning out again, and let's drag him. How many? Okay. Dragon Pulse. We have to Dragon Pulse, right? Or Calm Mind. Okay, let's Dragon Pulse. That's fine. Oh, so close. Okay. Not enough. Yeah, I didn't get my berry that turn, which was a little frustrating. And yeah, okay. Okay, so nothing's... Yeah, this is a bit problematic now. Because this is the final turn of... I mean... not enough turns. If I had Protect, it would be over. It's still not over, right? Because I need to pray that I hit the Hurricane. But you just double protect, right? Like, there's... I can't do anything against this, right? Yeah. That was really close though. So it'll be good to know actually the speed tiers. That's fine. Sunny day. Oh! Oh, why didn't David go for the Palafin? Because now I... Oh, who's faster? Who's faster? I don't have Jet Punch. Who's faster? Palafin, are you faster? Please tell me you are faster. I don't want this to go to game 3. Come on, Palafin. Who is faster? Who is faster? Come on. Oh my god, yes! We got it! Oh, that was, I think, the closest. Oh my goodness. Oh, bravo, Palafin. Bravo.